My wife said, "We need to talk. I want a divorce." I replied, "Okay then." Then I stayed in the house, sent papers to my lawyer brother, let her file first, and I smiled because she had no idea court would hand me house and expose her affair. Original post: I am 38. My now ex-wife Laura is 36. We were married 8 years. No kids. We owned a small house on the edge of the city, a place we renovated together during our better years. I work as a project engineer. She worked in real estate marketing, always polished, always busy. For a long time, I thought our marriage was steady. We had the usual quiet arguments about money and work stress, but nothing that felt fatal. Then last spring, she came home one night with a tone I'd never heard before. Calm, cold. "We need to talk," she said, sitting across from me. "I'm done pretending. I want a divorce, I want the house, and I'll need half of the savings account." I stared at her. There was no fight, just a list of demands. When I asked why, she said, "We've grown apart, I need more than this." No tears, no guilt, just business. She'd already found a lawyer. She'd already moved half her stuff into her sister's guest room. It felt planned, surgical. I didn't argue. I said, "Okay," and she seemed almost disappointed I didn't beg. That night I sat in my office and stared at the wall. I thought about the mortgage, the savings, the renovations, about the small cracks in her phone screen I'd seen months ago from someone calling late for work drinks. I hadn't wanted to believe anything bad. Now it made sense. My first action wasn't anger. It was an email to my brother Ryan. We hadn't spoken properly in 3 years after a stupid falling out about our parents' will. He was one of the best divorce lawyers in the state. I wrote, "Laura's leaving. I need a lawyer. I know we haven't talked, but I could really use your help." He replied 20 minutes later, "Come by my office tomorrow." No charge. Update 1: Ryan's office was modern glass and quiet hallways. He looked older than I remembered, tired in a way that came from listening to too many fights. When he saw me, he stood up. We didn't hug, but there was a small nod that said enough. I handed him Laura's initial filing papers. He flipped through them, eyebrows raising. "She's not asking," he said. "She's taking. This isn't fair division. She's aiming for a full property claim and alimony." "I figured," I said. "I don't care about the money as much as the house." He looked at me. "You care about what it represents. Let's make sure you keep it." He outlined a plan: stay calm, don't react, don't leave the house, document everything. He'd file a counterclaim to dispute her primary contribution, claim to the mortgage. Then he asked, "Any chance there's more to her story? Affairs, hidden finances?" I hesitated, then told him about the late nights, the locked phone, the networking trips. He nodded and called a private investigator he worked with. "We'll find out." 2 weeks later, Ryan called me into his office again. He had a folder. Inside were photos, hotel lobbies. Laura with a man I'd never seen, hand on her waist, same man at a beach resort 2 months before she asked for the divorce. There were also screenshots of messages. "When he signs, we can finally be done." Ryan slid the folder toward me. "She's not just leaving, she's setting you up for a payout." I sat there quiet, no yelling, no shock, just a hollow kind of relief I wasn't crazy. "What do we do?" I asked. Ryan smiled for the first time. "We let her file, then we bury her with her own evidence." Update 2: Laura served the final divorce papers a week later. Her tone was professional when we met at mediation. She wore a blazer and barely looked at me. Her lawyer was polite but confident. Ryan sat beside me, flipping through notes like he'd done this 1,000 times. Her lawyer started. "My client contributed significantly to household improvements, and given her reduced earning capacity, we're requesting spousal support and full retention of the home." Ryan leaned back. "Your client's reduced earning capacity stems from personal choices unrelated to the marriage, and as for the house, my client will retain ownership." He pulled out the file. "Additionally, we have substantial evidence of infidelity. which invalidates her good faith claim for equitable distribution. The room went still. Laura's lawyer blinked. "Excuse me." Ryan opened the folder, sliding the photos across the table. Laura's face drained of color. The man in the pictures was married to a senior partner at her firm, as it turned out. Ryan had confirmed it. "I advise you," Ryan said softly, "to reconsider the request before this goes public. My client has no intention of humiliation, but discovery is a public record." Her lawyer whispered something to her. She shook her head. Then she turned to me. "You can't do this. We can end this quietly." "I'm not doing anything," I said. "You did." By the end of that session, her lawyer agreed to withdraw her claim on the house, savings, and support in exchange for confidentiality about the affair. Ryan made sure it was airtight. Outside the building, Ryan and I stood in silence. Then he said, "You okay?" "Better than I thought," I said. "You didn't have to do that for me." He shrugged. "You're my brother, you always were. You just forgot for a while." Update 3, the next few months were quiet. The papers were signed. Laura moved into a small apartment. She posted curated photos online, wine glasses, new beginnings. Mutual friends told me she lost her job a month after the divorce was finalized. Apparently, her affair partner's wife had found out anyway and sent the pictures to her firm. One night she called. "Unknown number," I answered. "Hey," she said, "can we talk?" "No lawyers," I asked. "No lawyers," she said, "just us." We met at a park bench behind the old coffee shop we used to go to. She looked thinner, worn. She didn't bring the confident tone this time. "I wanted to apologize," she said. "I thought I could handle everything on my own. I thought I was unhappy because of you, but I was unhappy because of me. I ruined everything." I nodded. "You did. I know you hate me." "I don't," I said. "I just don't care anymore." She started crying. Real tears this time. "I'm living with my sister again. No job. Everyone thinks I'm toxic. I just wanted to say I'm sorry." "Apology accepted," I said. "That doesn't mean anything changes." "Do you think we could ever?" "No," I said, standing. "We can't." She didn't follow me. She just stayed there, head down, crying into her hands. I walked away without looking back. Final update: it has been almost a year since the divorce. The house is mine. The title cleared last month. Ryan helped me refinance it and remove her name entirely. We tore out the old wallpaper in the living room and repainted the place together one weekend. It was the first time we'd worked side by side since we were kids fixing our dad's truck. He looked around when we finished. "You know," he said, "it looks like home again." I nodded. "It does." We don't talk much about Laura. There's no need. Sometimes I still get mail addressed to her. I leave it unopened and drop it in the return bin. I haven't blocked her number, but she hasn't called again. Her social media went silent months ago. I've started rebuilding more than just the house. I joined a small gym. I go fishing with Ryan twice a month. We're planning to host Thanksgiving together this year for the first time since our parents passed. It feels normal. Last week, I found one of Laura's old decorative candles in a box I missed. For a second, I almost threw it away. Then I set it on the windowsill and lit it while I worked on my laptop. The flame flickered steady in the quiet house. For the first time in years, it felt like peace.